What up, no? What up, no? Choose peace. Little later submission. I usually do this in the morning, but I reviewed what I posted earlier and figured I would further expound upon that. My current disagreement with the Love and Light crowd is simply that I'm not one of their ranks, right? I don't identify as them, right? I used to for past, well, as of maybe 6 months ago, for about a solid year, and drugs were a reason behind that. But the reason it was so easy to identify was because of, again, my raising and upbringing. Mom didn't burn sage. Mom didn't collect crystals. None of that, right? None of the moon water, none of the ritual aspects of that spiritualism. In fact, she was actually quite religious towards the last, I say, 10 or so years of her life. She was quite religious. Um, I think what made it easy to identify with that is their core beliefs, their MO, how they operate, how they move, mirrored my own in that I was raised a certain way, in that kind spirit, that kind heart, that brilliant, shining energy, right, was already within me, right? That is just who I was. Um, I was taught certain lessons from my mom. I was raised by a loving village, like, and it's always been that way. And I carry myself accordingly in that, like, I live in arguably one of the more notorious neighborhoods in the city. And yet I walk through here without fear. I've always have. Like I know cats with bodies, right? I know robbers, boosters, killers, drug dealers, all that. And as said before, man, I offer them the same respect I offer fucking scholar, professor even, right? It's the same manner of speech, same what's up, dap or whatever, maybe upgraded the colloquialisms a little bit, the lingo and jargon changes. But at the end of the day, I feel if you've adopted that lifestyle without having that as your core values, then it's not quite the same. A viceroy can look like a monarch, but it never intrinsically be. It will never be what makes a monarch a monarch. Double entendre, no matter how you say it. Um, it's just that's how I was raised, right? That kindness, that old soul vibe has always been within me. So when certain instances happen or certain occurrences happen, it was easy to identify with that because I was like, you know what, yeah, this make a lot of sense. Like I'm like this. Like this is how I do. People do come to me. Like people are always in a brighter mood around me. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's not because of some shining aura or you know what I mean, or anything similar to that. More so as it is because I know the kind of person that I am, I carry myself accordingly. Like I know that without a shadow of a doubt that I don't have to look over my shoulder for any reason. I know no one's after me. You know what I mean? I've not wronged anyone in my life, right? So I move with that confidence, with that chill vibe, right? Like I'm just cool with everybody. You know what I'm saying? I barely belong to any particular clique of people or group of people. I drift in between them. I got like maybe four or five different circles of friends and where my entire persona changes to fit into that group. And it's blah blah blah, whatever, use a lingo with them. You know what I mean? Like I've been coined the drifter for that very reason, right? But like I said, like it's part of my core values well before this. Like my mom taught me to not covet things, to rather enjoy and embrace experiences instead. Like there were times where, money may have been tight and she'd be like, I could buy you the new weeks, you know what I'm saying? You've been eyeing them for a minute, or I can spend slightly less and we go on a road trip somewhere. You know what I mean? I took the road trip, you know what I mean? I get new shoes later. But that experience, you know what I'm saying, was a totally different vibe. Like there have been times I'm like, yeah, I could get this video game, but or we can go to the store real quick, grab all the requirements for a barbecue, shoot up to Metro Beach or something, and make a day of it on a Wednesday. You know what I mean? Like that was the vibe me and my mom was on. And because of that, because I had this probably overly jaded, rose tinted view of things, that I see the best in people and I see the potential in people, that people come to me for advice or to talk or just to chop it up because I'm a person who never has his guard up, right? I don't need to have it up. You know what I mean? Like if I sense hostility, you won't be around me long, right? I'll remove myself from that situation, right? So I'm a person who enjoys being relaxed, calm, you know what I mean? And I it's a good word for it. Like I encourage that same vibe around me. Like very few people are like 10 stepping or on guard around me because what you see is what you get always. Like I am the epitome of keeping it a buck. Like that is me. I am the buck in this situation, right? Like I'm always 100 with everyone. I got nothing to hide. Deception is a very big pet peeve of mine. Um, so to that end of things, when you know what I'm saying, when folk talk about the energy and vibrations and all of that, it fit well because I was like this my whole life. Like that is how I was raised to be. Like my mom is the exact same way. There isn't a single person who can be angry around her. And if you are, it's because you have a jealous spirit. Or you are upset the way people fuck with her, or you have by proxy the way people fuck with me. The level of respect that I'm given or that I willingly give to others got you feeling a certain way. So it's something wrong with your spirit, not something special about mine, right? I think I was introduced to a lot of these so-called gifts or whatever you wish to call it because my point of view still is that of the realist. You know what I mean? Like I appreciate the wisdom. You know, don't get me wrong. Like I'm not a religious person either, but I appreciate the wisdom within the teachings. Right? We're all trying to go to the same place, right? Whether you think it's full of a bunch of virgins, roads paved in gold, or Silver City, you're a good person for that reason. I'm not. Like I don't do it for that reason. I just do it for the sole purposes. It's just easier to be a good person, right? That's just my whole vibe. Like that is my character, you know. So like again, like it fit, you know. And I think to that end of things, that's why I attract or draw in people of that same vibe. Wish I can turn it off, but such is life. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I'm not gonna go too much into depth in it, but I didn't want to feel like I was just taking shot after shot after shot. You know what I'm saying? The spiritual folk, because I'm not like that's just not who I am at all. You know what I mean? Like do what you do, man. If it brings you peace, then as long as it's not like at the um expense of others, you know what I mean? If it brings you peace, then by all means, embrace that shit. You know what I'm saying? Claim your peace and maintain it after you claim it. That's all there is to that. Peace.